Hello everyone and welcome to your collective tarot guidance for the week of January 23rd, 2023. Now from an astrological perspective, we do have quite an intense week because all the major planets are starting to move direct. Uranus being the last one who needs to pick up a little bit of speed, but even going just stationary in the sky, so just going direct tiny little bit is enough to mobilize and almost charge everyone and everything. So there is a sense of go moving forward, immediate action, urgency, and like maybe we don't have as much time as we've done before Uranus changing directions. Even though this is a feeling, it can still matter quite a lot. So with this being said, let's see what guidance we receive in order to best navigate energetically through So we have the Mat, which in this deck, let me just show you the deck. Actually, the book is alright. So it's this tarot deck, the Mystical Dream Tarot. And here it's the Justice. So this is basically the Justice. And then we have the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands reversed. These are a bit too many. Lady of Swords, Lord of Pentacles, Nine of Cups reversed. This is quite interesting, to be honest. Okay. So what this says to me is that this is one of those weeks where, regardless of our situation, how we feel, what's in our lives, what's in our minds and hearts, etc., it cannot be an excuse for us to stay in any kind of greater imbalance, hence the Justice. And this Justice card also has like literal connotations to it, because if we need to do something legal, we need to make a move, a step, or anything in this sense, or even if it's just something official with an authority, council, whatever, this is where we have to. And if we have to, if we know we have to make that move, either because the time is approaching date or the necessity, we need to, make the move, make the gesture, the reply, the whatever, the initiation, with, great mental, better said, not anything else, integrity. As in that, at least mentally speaking, with what depends on us, because ultimately that is what we are going to be using our minds to have a grip of the situation as much as it is possible. So for us, either to be in control or to know the outcome as certain as possible. So in order for us to have this, we really need to think things through. And as the Ace of Wands reversed suggests, not necessarily push it if we are not prepared. This period, as I said, does promote exactly action, sometimes pushing it through, sometimes, like, regardless of how we feel and what we may think, action is still action. But within legal things, and then I said official communication, contracts, anything that has to do with courts of justice, or non-official one-on-one agreement, promises, communication in this sense with another person, we need to take it slowly, in the sense that if we are sure and if we have, as I said, our mental security, go ahead, no problem. But if there are second thoughts, or if we just feel that we have everything figured out, but physical reality does not support that at all, it would be better to put this effort, the Ace of Wands effort, into first figuring it out fully in a secure way where you can actually rely upon your mental power. As I said, either that you have it under control or can have it, or that you know the outcome and it's more of a certainty than not. So in order to get into this situation, you really need to, get the facts, plans, communications, the mental structure to get able to support it. But of course, for everything else, which has not all that much has to do with this, pushing it through and allowing the inner volcano to kind of erupt might be quite a good course of action. Because you can imagine, if the inner volcano is hell-bent on erupting, then sometimes when you cause the eruption, it's not as violent, not as intense, not as uncontrollable as if when the eruption just happens out of, sheer pressure. And the Nine of Cups reversed here also kind of tells us that things might not really come through as we expect. But because this is Nine of Cups energy, this can have either to do with your certain shorter in the short-term past intentions will have effects or will cause effects, but these will not meet exactly your expectations. So some intents of yours, usually emotional energy, dreamy energy, or what you wanted, or seeds of intentions you might have planted into others, into the universe, well, it comes, but in an unexpected way, in a very much surprising way. But this can also represent where it may be the result of a work of yours, something that you already invested time and energy into, and it comes as a success, but not necessarily one which you can immediately use, if that makes sense. Maybe even the success itself will need a bit of processing and for you to, do something with it. Maybe alchemize it further. And then we have the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. This is usually either good news or, again, some success might be heading your way. As in, when I say success, a successful action or something that you've done, a competition. So, favorable news, or especially if you have a business, or if you embody the giving side of this Ace of Pentacles, either that you gave to someone, whatever that means to you, or that you gave a service, or you gave help, advice. So the gesture of giving, basically, even if it's energy, emotion, physical, money, resource, transaction, as in service, customer and the buyer, or customer and the seller, it doesn't really matter because there's good news heading your way. And this can also represent an unexpected turnaround of events coming from your attitude, where you decide either to do something, buy something, invest into something, or maybe sometimes that you are not just good enough for something, but actually you're one of the best, better, so to speak. So this might represent a boost, a catapult, an unexpected turnaround of maybe self-worth, where you start or started with a really, really scarce self-worth, and something like catapults it to its rightful position. But whatever it is something that you've already done, and you have no idea of how either good it is, or when it will reach the final destination, it will really delight. So, yeah. And then we have this King of Swords, the Moon reversed, and the Page of Wands, or sorry, the Princess of Wands. So this represents the surprise. This represents that, the moon reversed. You did not even intuit something coming. But there is also another element to it, where surprising elements, maybe shocking elements, or maybe elements that actually do stir us up emotionally very, very deeply, come from either the world stage collectively or from around us, where we're just affected, co-affected with everyone else. But something might really, really, really stir emotions this week collectively. So, and that stir up of emotion can mean a big change of attitude. For example, as a consumer, as being part of something, as a party, political party, or whatever that you support. So there will come changes from stirred emotions, better said. Results of stirred emotions. So I would also like to add a couple of oracle cards. Because let us not forget, with Jupiter in the sign of Aries, it is really, really important to be positive. Oh, and another thing, Jupiter also meets Juno this week, his wife. And then Jupiter kind of also meets, along with Juno, Neptune's wife, Salasha. And you can imagine that Jupiter and both Juno were Neptune's very own guests, and now they're basically his wife's guests. So where I'm going with this is when the alchemical nature of energy, that which we fuel with belief, that which we basically generate ourselves, is very, very, very active in partnerships. As I said, this is where the power of attraction hasn't been as big as this in quite a long time. Not even the events of 2020, for example, give a magnetism like this, because this is kind of in the highest astral realms. So only actually those people who do live in a deep emotion, whatever that is to them, might be feeling this very, very intensely when their deep emotion is met with another. That deep emotion can be an unfulfilled need, desire, and maybe it's met with something. So this is how we can also interpret the party of Jupiter and Salasha and Juno. So let's see what oracle cards might delight us. You remember the Six of Cups? Sorry, yeah, the Six of Coins. Be in service. And also, this image kind of depicts an aquatic scene, submarine scene, and Salasha is, basically the salt in the sea. So be in service kind of builds upon that 6 of coins. If you can help, or if you have any compassion to give, to offer, don't be shy this week. Be there. Have courage to be there. No, and this is make a wish. And be of service and make a wish. These are in a way so correlated, because if someone makes a wish, maybe it is your service that is fulfills their wish. And vice versa, because you're also in service because of your own very own wish. So you see how two wishes can be fulfilled at the same time. Catch your breath, renewal of peace, and laughter. Okay, again, if we build on this, so this is where two elements find each other. The wish of the servant, but that doesn't mean the bad. If you're in service, you are a servant in that sense. And, someone who wished the service. So this is already like a quantum entanglement. But when that fulfills, so these two meet each other, well, rest, catch your breath, and renewal of peace. Peace goes very much hand in hand with rest. And I just want to show you the cards, because they're kind of nice. And renewal of peace. So whatever this wish fulfillment is, it gives kind of peace for both. And laughter, well, this just means you become friends. So something of this nature, I imagine. So I think I'll leave it at this. Thank you so very much, everyone, for all the love, all the support, all the beautiful comments. And what can I say? The best thing to do for us at this moment is to truly use the Jupiterian empowerment and the momentum of the direct planets and just aim for our dreams, and not just dream it, but also take action. So thank you everyone for listening, and until next time, bye for now.